بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Brothers and sisters, today's reminder is about the fundamental element of fasting, the pillars, the main pillars of fasting in Islam. So as we all know, fasting is a form of worship that is entirely private between us and Allah. Nobody else can say or can know whether you are fasting or not. And because the private nature of fasting is secrecy, it ensures that our faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is strong, that we are mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. During the month of Ramadan, all of us Muslims, we are so mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is as if we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the level, the highest level of the religion of Islam, which is called ihsan, perfection in your worship. You have money in your pocket, the shops are open, the food outlets are open, you can buy things, you can disobey Allah, you can hide, but because you are mindful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah said in Hadith al-Qudsi, He said, Inna as-sawm li, fasting is for me and I will reward it. I am the one who will write the reward, the ajr, the thawab that we'll get from fasting. So the pillars of fasting are three things. Number one is Niyah, the intention. Why are we fasting? There are many reasons why people fast. Some people, they fast so they can lose weight. Some people, they fast so they can have a good habit of eating. Some others they fast because they want to give up smoking. Others they fast for political or social issues. Some people who are in prison, they want to draw attention to their suffering. They fast 48 hours, 72 hours. There are some non-Muslim who fast during Ramadan to show solidarity with Muslims. So fasting, when a Muslim fasts, he has to fast sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The niyyah is very important. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. Actions are judged by the intentions behind it, behind the action. وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. For every person will get what he intended. Your reward will be according to your intention. And the Prophet ﷺ said, مَنْ لَمْ يُبَيِّتِ النِّيَّةِ. If you have no niyyah, no intention before Fajr to fast the next day, if you did not have the resolve, the intention to fast the next day, then there's no fasting for you. So the niyyah is very important, that we try to every day renew our niyyah, make a good intention. So the ulama, they said, if you have the intention to fast the whole month of Ramadan, from the beginning of Ramadan to the end, inshallah, that niyyah is enough. And also if you wake up for suhoor and you eat just before Fajr, that is sufficient, that niyyah is enough. But if you want to get higher reward, then you should always remind yourself that you're doing this for the sake of Allah. You are hungry, you are thirsty for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The niyyah also distinguishes the cultural, the habit, the customs, and the worship. Sometimes you wash your face to cool yourself. Sometimes you wash your face to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you take shower, you take bath to cool yourself. And sometimes you take the same bath for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you abstain from food and drink for cultural things, because everybody in your family is doing it, and you do it, you go with the flow. So the niyyah is what distinguishes the actions that you do. The ulama, they said, the people of heedlessness, their worship becomes a custom. Their worship becomes traditions. Their religion becomes traditional things because they are heedless. They are not mindful of Allah when they do. So they are everything, even the worship they do, is just part of habitual things that they do, a routine things, a mundane things. They don't make the intention to get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the other side, the people of worship, the people of Allah, those who are connected with Allah, their customs and their habit and their practice, it becomes a worship. The meaning is the people who are mindful of Allah when they go to shops, when they sleep, when they drink, when they eat, when they open the door for someone, when they call someone, everything they do, they have a niyyah. The intention is to please Allah, because Allah told me to feed my family, to go to the shop, buy food for my family. Allah told me to go to sleep so I can wake up for Fajr. Allah told me to eat using my right hand, to say Bismillah. Allah told me to call my relatives so I can maintain the ties of kinship. So everything they do is a worship. They turn it into worship. So your practice, your daily routine, you can convert your practice into worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you must have niyyah, the intention. So when you sleep at night and you set your alarm so that you can wake up for Fajr, Allah will reward you while you are sleeping in your bed. Every single second and moment, Allah is rewarding you because of the niyyah. So the ulama, they said, the niyyah can make small good deed into mountains of good deeds. And the niyyah can obliterate a big hasanat, mountains of good deeds, into nothing. So you are feeding your family, you're sending money, you're sharing your skills with others, your knowledge with others, and you have no intention to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there's no reward. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. So the niyyah is very important. Ikhlas. Ikhlas is that you do something sincerely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when we fast, we should not be hungry just for the sake of it. We should not fast because everyone is fasting. We should not fast to lose weight. You should not fast to you can get rid of smoking or other addictions that you have. You can have this intention as secondary, but your primary goal is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the next thing, the second thing is to avoid eating and drinking from Fajr to Maghrib, and abstaining from sexual relationship during daytime from Fajr to Maghrib. These are three pillars of fasting in Ramadan. And the main one that many people will not pay attention is the first one, the intention, the niyyah. The niyyah, it needs renewal. It needs a lot of effort, that you rectify your niyyah, that you renew your niyyah, your intention, that your ikhlas, your sincerity. What motivates you to do something? Everything you do, try to do it for the sake of Allah. Imam Abu Hanifa, he said, if someone knocks on my door, before I get up, I will say to myself, I will remind myself that maybe it's someone who needs my help. Maybe a Muslim who needs my help is knocking my door. So he will remind himself. And all ulama, the scholars are like that. Before they do any act of worship or any habitual things, their daily routine, they will remind themselves. They will remind themselves about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So their main goal is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are so loyal to Allah, so mindful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before they get up, before they drive their car, before they leave their house, everything they begin with the name of Allah. Bismillah. Bismillah tawakkaltu ala Allah. Bismillah. The niyyah, ayyuha al-ikhwa, is very, very important. So inshallah, Allah will reward us immensely if we have sincere intention. بارك الله لي ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم، وجزاكم الله خير. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله.